4 stops left on the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series, and this is where it's time to go big or get ready to go home. Lucas Oil Crusader is still in the lead, but only by 1 point over Monster Energy. Last week, Max D and El Toro Loco made some moves in the series, winning racing and freestyle. This week, we're in Anaheim, and we're going to recap all of the qualifying, racing, and obstacle course highlights from this season. Plus, you will get to see the best runs, staves, big air, and more from the best freestyle action this season. All of tonight's action next. World Final 16 in Las Vegas. Hello, Monster Jam fans. I'm Ryan Lacoste, welcoming you to Angel Stadium, Anaheim, California, for our 6th stop on the series. We are so close to crowning our series champion, and we know that Scott Douglas and Frank Tremble, driver of the Fox Fleetest Monster Jam truck, are ready too. So let's send it up to the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series broadcast booth right now.
No time to waste because they're hitting the track. Welcome back to the Big A, Anaheim, California. And here's where we're at on the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series. 6 total points are on the line tonight. And Frank Tremble, it's just so tight now. Really, somebody's going to need to make a move. As we look at our field of trucks, you're going to notice as we go through the pages, first we'll see the drivers who still need to get on the board. But then we'll start to get into those who have those precious points. The top 4 on this series, after our final event in Syracuse, will claim automatic berth to Monster Jam World Final 16. And of course, everybody wants to be the overall champion. Momentum has been the key in this series so far, Scott. It looks like right now the team with the most momentum is at El Toro Loco and Max D. And of course, the guys at the top, Lindsey Wink, hasn't added any points for several weeks, but he did so well early. He's still in the number 1 spot in the Lucas Oil Crusader. But David Bradshaw right on his heels, and certainly Dustin Brown and Monster Mutt, Charlie Balkin and Gravedigger, as you can see, are right there. Now remember, the cut line for the automatic berth to the World Final would be at Gravedigger right now. So Max D and El Toro still have work to do, and for everybody else, they've got to get on it right now. Before we pick up the action in Anaheim, let's recap how we got to this point. It started at NRG Stadium in Houston. It was Charlie Balkin in Gravedigger winning the first race bracket and those 2 valuable points on the track in Houston.
My best racing has definitely been from Houston. It's basically coming out of the loser bracket.
The first ever Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series racing final. A little bit of a hike, but that's just making it faster for Balkin. He's got the lead. Gravedigger by a length going to the final turn.
I'm a good racer, and I'm always right there. But like I said, it's, you know, to come off the loser bracket and to have things fall in place and then start knocking people out, you know, when they don't expect it. That's what's cool, is to come back out of nowhere and take these guys out.
So Charlie Balkin and Gravedigger for a brief moment had the series points lead, but it didn't last long. Dustin Brown and Monster Mutt had already won a point in the obstacle course, so when he was able to rock the house and win freestyle, he took the series points lead.
Yeah, we've had a really great year, even though we have a different track every week. I did a lot of training this summer on different tracks and doing obstacle course races and turning freestyles into an obstacle course, so that's really helped. You know, I did 2 sessions with Tom Mintz. It's helped me out on my driving style. I'm going all out in every freestyle because when we started this year in Houston, our goal was to make it to the World Final. That's our goal. I want to run Vegas. I know if I want to get to Vegas, I'm going to have to go out here every week and burn it down. We've had a great run. If they gave us points for 2nd or 3rd, I'd probably be in the lead, but it's been a great year so far, and I just got to get a couple more wins.
So we left our first stop on the first ever points-paying Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series. Arguably surprising some people, Frank, because Monster Mutt had the points lead heading to Atlanta.
You know, we knew it was going to be crazy, Scott. The minute this series started, and it was. You know, Charlie Balkin right out of the gate, Gravedigger, Dustin Brown, it's going to be crazy.
Well, Monster Mutt got the early momentum. So as we headed in to the Georgetown, you can already start to sense some pressure from some of the bigger names in the game. One of them, Lindsey Wink in the Lucas Oil Crusader. He has a full-length lead over Neil Elliott. Maxine opening it up. This is a near-perfect run so far by the Lucas Oil Crusader, and it will carry him to the victory at 2 critical points on the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series.
A lot of that relates to the truck if it's handling bad, the tires weren't inflated properly in the shocks, and so on and so on. So the guys are on top of it, which gives me no excuse not to win. So to go out there, just do my thing and make sure they do their thing, it's a winning combination, and usually you can get a trophy out of it.
Frank, I remember thinking after that first week, well, how are these points going to play out? Lindsey Wink came to Atlanta with nothing. He left as the points leader because he went out and doubled down winning freestyle.
Very early in the series, Scott, momentum is the key, and that's what's happening here at the Lucas Oil Crusader.
It's going really good. I've probably never felt better. Usually on the Sunday, I'm pretty sore walking through an airport, but now I can bomb side this thing pretty huge, and it lands pretty good. These brand new BKT tires are working great. The suspension team, they got the thing dialed in. There's really no excuse to not go out there and just bonsai it every time.
Having claimed the momentum with the huge double down in Atlanta, Lucas Oil Crusader would keep rolling as the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series next headed even further south, down into the Sunshine State. Tampa, Florida would be the next appearance, and Lucas Oil Crusader would still be on the roll. As a matter of fact, for Lindsey Wink and his team heading down to Florida, they would get a familiar foe. Neil Elliott and Maxine once again made it to the championship round race. So the question, could Neil finally get on the board, or would Lindsey expand the lead?
We're only halfway home, Scott, and here we go again. Neil bobbles a little bit on that straightaway. Lindsey consistent and tight, a little wider than usual.
He's done it again. Oh my! That was close to the finish line, the big-time contact, but the Lucas Oil Crusader has now won 6 straight rounds of racing. Just for Lindsey, 2 more crucial points, then on to freestyle. And what we've seen on this series, unpredictability. Steven Sims with his biggest win ever.
Ever since as far as I can remember, I've always wanted to be doing what I'm doing now. And you know, last weekend was my big win. You know, that's just icing on the cake. That's what I've always dreamed of and always wanted. And every time I get in the truck, no matter if I jump 5 feet or 40 feet, it lands good and it lands the same. So I always have that upper hand with the crew chief and the shop set up and the truck. I feel like most of my success is based off of that truck.
Into BKT Tires bonus time is Steven Sims at hook. And hang on, big boy. Oh, that's nice.
You know, I guess these other drivers should fear me because I'm the up and coming. If I go out there and I start beating them now, then they know that they have to raise their game because I'm the future of this sport. We're these young guys coming out here to push those old guys. You know, they were the top, and now we're here to knock them off.
We continue to see that on this series, it was about who could grab the momentum. Even though Steven Sims and Hook certainly got the big win, it was coming out of Tampa, the momentum on Lucas Oil Crusader's side. Well, going to Lucas Oil Stadium, it should get better, right? Not so fast, my friend. Here comes Damon Bradshaw and Monster Energy. Again, the momentum would shift. And now, in the championship race, it would indeed be Monster Energy winning his first racing bracket of this championship series.
I've always kind of been more of a starting gate checkered flag guy. I enjoy the change every week. That's, you know, when I was racing motorcycles, supercross and motocross, every weekend the track was different. And so I like that because I think it puts everybody on a different playing field every weekend, so you have to adapt to that track. That's what makes it fun for me, is to try to adjust to a different racetrack.
Then in freestyle, one of the great things about the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series, the even playing field, they reverse the order every week in freestyle. So since Charlie Pauken had a rough week the previous outing in Indianapolis, he was ready to rock the house early.
Strongest freestyle, definitely got to be Indy. It's one of those freestyles where stuff just comes together and happens. You end up getting the truck where it gets in a precarious position. The rear steering broke. There was something happening back there,
and it'll put the truck in a bad situation to where you're driving the heck out of it, you know, hitting the gas, turn the wheel, and doing the stuff in the cab that you don't even realize till after the run, and you go back through your head and go, wow, that was where it was going. It was going this way, and I was like hitting the brake and then hitting the gas and turning this way. So things go so fast, but it happens off of just reactions from doing it so many times, so many years. You don't know what you're actually doing in it until you go back and watch the video and go, that's when that happened. That's when I felt like that. It just all came together. You had big air, you know, wheelies, you know, I could wave out the window. And it's just great when everything comes together. It's like boom, boom, boom. You can knock everything out, and you get a wow moment in there. That's what's cool about it. Like when your plan actually comes together, and you know it when you're done with it. You know, and you can get out, and, you know, I love to celebrate, do the Chucky dance. That's what it's about, and the people love it, you know, on their feet.
So following Indianapolis, all of a sudden, this points battle was drawing very tight at the top. But arguably the biggest story heading into St. Louis was the fact that Max D had not won a racing bracket nor a freestyle competition so far in the series. Well, that was about to change. Neil Elliott locked in. Max D wins racing in St. Louis.
Definitely last weekend in St. Louis. You know, it's my first win of the year. You know, I've been in the finals 2 or 3 other times, but, you know, like I said, I got in my left lane. You know, it's a lot better for me to drive from that lane. You know, it's a lot better line of sight out of the truck. And I was sick last week under the weather, and I've been saying it for years. For some reason, I think I drive better when I don't feel good.
It will be Max D's first victory on the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series in the racing competition. And Neil is a racer at heart and is going to love this one. And those are 2 huge points. This is the guy you better keep your eye on as we get to the second half of this series.
You know, I had a really good weekend last weekend, so almost wish I was sick again this weekend.
So all of a sudden, Max D knocking at the door of the top 4, moving up to 3 points overall. Then in freestyle, Chuck Warner in El Toro Loco would accomplish the same feat, getting 2 points for this victory to move to 3 overall on the series.
Being able to pull off a freestyle win last weekend, you know, puts a new energy into you. You know, I was able to give a horn away last weekend, you know, which felt really good to get up in the stands and visit with the fans. And, you know, you kind of feed off of the energy that they give you too. And, you know, the energy from winning the freestyle, you know, I know it puts a big target on my back, but it doesn't matter to me. You know, I'm ready to go out there and burn it down again this weekend.
Passing the halfway point of the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series, and what we are seeing is what we expected. Incredible parity. Anything can happen. Lindsey Link, Lucas Oil Crusader, has gotten the lead, but now everybody else seems to be reeling them in, Frank. It's anybody's game.
Momentum is the ticket. We're going to find that out in the second leg of the series.
Here are the standings as we head into the action tonight in Anaheim. Lucas Oil Crusader still has that lead, but it's down to 1 point over Monster Energy, and then look at how many others are right there in contention. When we come back, all the action from qualifying, obstacle course, and the racing bracket from Anaheim just ahead. A Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series is heating up. It's intense, and it continues at the Big A, Angel Stadium, Anaheim, California. Scott Douglas and, of course, Frank Kreml, the driver of Fox Sports 1 Cletus alongside. We've seen now how we've gotten to this point. Here in Anaheim, really, anybody has still got a shot, especially among the drivers near the top. One of the things that has really impressed me is that momentum has been so important. We saw it first with Lucas Oil Crusader, then with Monster Energy. Right now, it looks like the momentum belongs to Max D and El Toro Loco.
Well, Scott, we knew it was a matter of time before Neil Elliott and Max D put it all together. And so far, they're picking up steam. And as we move into Anaheim here, which is a different layout, baseball stadium, that's going to be something to watch out for. It's confined, but it's wide open. It's kind of hard to explain, but, you know, when the Monster Jam fans see here in Anaheim, you know what we're talking about.
What they're going to see is a lot of high-speed action. Let's get to it. We begin with Monster Jam qualifying. Remember, the fastest qualifier will get a point towards the championship in the series. Chuck Warner, El Toro Loco, Steve Kohler for Team Scream and Wrecking Crew.
You see El Toro not wasting any time out of the start gate there. Wrecking Crew having all sorts of trouble around the corners. Chuck Warner now has got a smooth sailing in front of him here as long as he can keep it nice and clean. Struggled a little bit around the corner, but You know, he's trying to get that nice quality run in. You know, Steve Kohler struggling over there, over by the start gate. I don't know what he's doing over there, but here comes Chuck Warner across the finish line. Nice run.
Chuck Warner figured it out, got around nicely. He has been the fast qualifier before in this series, 24.759. And you can see here on the replay, you get a real good perspective. We're not in the oval stadiums now. We talked about the baseball field.
These baseball stadiums are laid out a lot different, Scott. They're a lot different dynamics.
Justin Brown at Monster Mutt. Jim Bendick, Thunder 4x4, our next pair on the clock.
It's a crapshoot here, Scott, of who's going to come out of this pair, because they both have their problems in the racing bracket, qualifying bracket as he's gone so far. Dustin Brown has had a world of problems so far in the series. Let's see what he can do here.
Two things on the line. Remember, there is a point for the fastest qualifier, but also the top 8 in qualifying go to the race bracket. Qualifiers 9 through 16 will go for the obstacle course instead.
I noticed Dustin is going way wide in his turns. I don't know how it's going to affect his time, Scott. He's finishing ahead of Thunder 4x4, but I don't know what it's going to do for his time.
Boy, he really had a lot of momentum on the finish. 24.847 is the number for Dustin Brown and Monster Mutt.
Now you see here on board Dustin Brown, a great shot over the left shoulder. See, working that rear steer, working the steering wheel. Nice clean turns for Dustin. Throttles over the little tabletop. Noses over a little bit, but he landed on the downstroke, which is what you want to do in racing fast. But then he swings out a little wide here. I think he might have been able to dip that into the low 24s if he'd held it a little tighter. But he finishes strong here. A lot of power at the end, a lot of high speed at the end there. Thunder 4x4 struggling over there, but Dustin Brown, not a bad pass.
Monster Mutt tied second at the moment. A lot more strong trucks to go. El Toro Loco currently has the time to beat on the board with his number of 24.759. Brandon Darrow, Bad News travels fast, and David Bradshaw, Monster Energy, who's been known to get himself a point in qualifying. He's done it twice on the series so far.
And you know, this turning right thing for David Bradshaw, Monster Energy isn't going to be a thing at all. You know, he comes to the Supercross background, left, right, up, down. You think Dustin for David Bradshaw, so proud. You see Monster Energy, nice power coming out of the turn. Brandon Darrow hanging right with him in Bad News.
Final turn, little bit of a washout, but he stays in the throttle. What's the number going to be for Monster Energy? He'll go to the top of the class, 24.429. Monster Energy now in that number 1 spot. Could he get a third top qualifier point so far in the series? Not if Donald Ependendio and Titan or Darren Goen and War Wizard have anything to say about it.
Here are two guys who really need help here to get it as this series is going on here. They're both struggling with the points, but you see Donald Ependendio not wasting any time with the Titan getting around that turn. He's keeping it nice and tight.
Yeah, and this is the best turn I've seen so far. Everybody's been kind of washing out. Look how tight Donald is again.
Got a lot of power coming down that straightaway. War Wizard struggling coming down the final straight. Donald Ependendio, beautiful turn, Titan. That's going to be quick.
Basic physics. The shortest distance is the tightest you can make, and that's the number 1 time. 23.767 for Donald Ependendio. Still looking for his first point in Titan.
You see here Ependendio, what he did that all the other guys haven't done yet is nice and tight. He may look like he's going 4, but he's cutting a bunch of distance off, Scott. That's what you have to do. That's why he was able to dip it into the 23.
Titan would love to get that goose egg off of his scoreboard, and right now he's in a position to grab a point if he can hold on to the number 1 qualifying time. As it is, he should be solid in the race bracket with that outstanding lap. Again, the top 8 will make it into our racing ladder. All right, we continue with qualifying action. A big A in Anaheim. When we come back, you're going on board with the Queen of Carnage. Lots more qualifying just ahead. Qualifying continues from Angel Stadium in Anaheim, California on the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series at the moment. Donald Ependendio from Lower Lake, California loves this track, and he's in the number 1 spot. Wrecking Crew's on the bubble. Only the top 8 go into the racing bracket. The others will head to the obstacle course. Yes, that is Eric Swanson in hook. Steven Sims feeling under the weather on this series. The points go to the truck. So if he can get some, they'll go combined with what's Sims has done.
Yeah, the hook team, good with the ringer out here out west. Eric Swanson, son of Rick Swanson that runs the Obsessed Obsession team. Eric doing a great job here. The hook truck has been strong all year. Medusa on the far side over there struggled a little bit around the turn. Up on two wheels. Not going to be able to save it, Scott.
Wow. She's had some wild qualifying runs on this series, and that'll qualify as one of them. Hook not going to make it. I take that back. That'll put him on the bubble. And Hook's time of 26.773 will put him on the bubble. That means he's in jeopardy of not making the race grid as more trucks come out. Let's watch it again.
You see Eric Swanson had a nice turn. Medusa had a nice turn also to get around to this final straightaway. Took it a little tight, got up on two wheels. Not a whole lot she could do. She didn't really turn into it too much, but that was it.
So it's a DNF for Medusa. She'll definitely be scheduled into the obstacle course. Well, we've been seeing these guys. You saw a recap. They've already met 3 times in the championship round of this series. Now they'll be able to feel each other out as they race the clock and qualify.
This is like the final round. Anywhere you go in this series, this is the final round here. Neil Elliott right now wasting no time.
Look at Neil Elliott opening right up. Length and a half on the Lucas Oil Crusader for Max C.
So he's starting his turn tight, working out a little bit, then tightening it back up as he exits the corner. And I see here, Lindsay's doing the same thing. Nice tight corner. Boy, Neil Elliott looking fast in Max D.
Frank, I've got to say that for the other 15 competitors, look at the number. 22.960 Max D takes over the top spot. And my point was going to be, if you look at the highlights, nobody wanted to see Neil Elliott get his confidence back up. He's got it up now.
That's about as perfect as a turn as you can do. Neil Elliott, Max D, beautiful. Barely got by that turn car. Nice, strong finish.
So Max D in the number 1 spot as Zombie and Avenger go on the clock.
Here's 2 guys, Scott, that really need the help. The Zombie and Avenger team. The clock is ticking on this series, and these guys need something magical to happen here.
Look how deep Avenger was out. Although it builds him momentum up, and he actually slingshot past Zombie.
Well, you got to be careful early in this race. You don't want to swing out. You don't want to swing out too far because you're going to be going too fast for that first lap jump. That's what happened to Jim Cohen in the Avenger. Overshot it, ended up in the dumpsters.
Both trucks struggling. I haven't seen the clock come up yet, but I don't think either one of them is going to make the top 8.
Tough break for both of these guys, and they're both pushing so hard. 27.184.
Yeah, that will not make it in the top 8.
Tough break for Barry and Zombie.
Again, they'll still get a reprieve, though. They can get a point if they win the obstacle course.
Well, you see Jim Kohler swings wide here and really hammers down and kind of overshoots the down ramp there, and that's not what you want, and that wall protection will come up quick if you overshoot that jump, Scott.
Well, it came up quick on Kohler as he grazed it right there. They let him continue to run, but again, this time, well back into the pack. Charlie Pocket and Gravedigger, Steve Sims and Stone Crusher will wrap it up.
Here's 2 guys got at any time to be sitting on top of the field in qualifying. Boy, Steve Sims goes a little wide there. That's not going to help his cause to get into this racing bracket. Meanwhile, Charlie Pocket on the other side, not wasting any time. Nice tight turn. Power down the straightaway.
Pocket, if he gets this point, would move into a tie for second with Monster Energy. Gravedigger finishes strong. Is it enough? Yes, it is. The number 1 time posted by Charlie Pocket and Gravedigger. The number 22.92. 4/100ths of a second better than Max D.
Scott, we'll have to keep an eye on it, though. Charlie Pocket took a rough landing at the finish there. Might have hurt that left front of that truck. We'll keep an eye on that. But you see here as he takes off from the start gate, beautiful turn. Nice, tight. It looks slow, but he is actually really fast. Doesn't overshoot that first jump. Again, the nice tight turn. Gets himself set up straight for this straightaway. That's another tight turn. He's doing everything he needed to do to be fast. Like I said, it looks slow, but it's fast.
He's a fast qualifier, but Frank, keep this in mind. Through the first 5 events on this series, the fast qualifier has not once won the racing bracket. Not at all. Gravedigger picks up the point, as you can see. Just 4/100ths separate him from Max D. Great run from Titan and the rest of the top 8. How about Bad News travels fast, making it into the racing bracket, but he'll draw Gravedigger in round 1. Give that point to Digger. We now have a tie for second between Monster Energy and Gravedigger on the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series. When we come back, another point is on the line. Who could be the fastest on the obstacle course? Angel Stadium in Anaheim sold out. Capacity, crowd is roaring for the excitement of Monster Jam. And earlier today, Well over 10,000 turned out early for the Monster Jam party in the pits for the chance to get up close, get autographs and pictures with the superstars of the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series. What a huge turnout for these fans. Now, as always, we got a special correspondent. Cameron?
Hey, I'm Cameron Catrava, and I'm at the pit party in Anaheim, and I'm going to ask Avenger a question. Okay, Jim, here's my question. Are you ever going to score any points?
That's an awesome question. So last week, I gave it a little bit of a try, but I wasn't prepared. This week I'm prepared, so I'm going to try to get a few. But it really doesn't matter, because what matters is the exciting fans cheering and screaming, knowing I'm kicking butt, even with 0 points. 0 is still a number.
All right, back to you, Scott.
Great job, Cameron. Only Mr. Excitement would come up with that answer. I guarantee he wants to get some points here in Anaheim. We'll see if he can pull that off. Hey, make sure you log on to monsterjam.com. Get your ticket for all the upcoming events, including bringing the whole family out for the ultimate family spring vacation at Monster Jam World Final 16. Tickets are going fast, but you can still get great packages at monsterjam.com. All right, back to the Anaheim action. Here's where we stand in the point series. Wow, how tight is it? And remember, everybody wants to get into that top 4 to get a guaranteed berth in Monster Jam World Final 16. Just another reason the 1 point that the winner of the obstacle course will get is crucial. Medusa and Avenger will be first. Now remember, they're going 2 at a time, Frank, but they're not racing each other, really. They're racing the clock. There's only 1 point, and it goes to the fastest time of everybody who runs the obstacle course. And they're only going to run it 1 time.
You know, there's 2 series of this obstacle course by these guys and these drivers, Scott. You know, all out, wide open, or nice and tight and easy. Right now, Jim Kohler uses that nice and tight, smooth pass mentality to get around here. Boy, if somebody puts things in perspective, it's Jim Kohler, Mr. Excitement, when he told our correspondent out there. There you go. Look at that. For a guy who's not worried about not having any points, he's really put a good effort in.
He's going for that point, isn't he? Avenger will set the bar early on the obstacle course at 32.146. That's the number to beat. Steve Kohler, also part of Team Stream and Wrecking Crew, and Jim Benzik and Thunder 4x4 next to go on the clock.
When I spoke about those 2 mentalities, I think the one mentality that Steve Kohler is going to use is wide open. That's all Wrecking Crew really seems to be all the time. Boy, right now, though, Jim Benzik putting in a nice, clean run here, taking it nice and easy over the tabletop there. Nice sky wheelie by Wrecking Crew. You know, he may not have a fast time, but it looked good.
Yeah, you know, with Wrecking Crew, he might as well freestyle, because that's what he does, right?
All right, both of these guys are struggling, Scott. There's no way to get around it. Steve Kohler was out by the wall protection. Jim Benzik is under 4 before this got done.
Goes to the number 1 spot,
Yep.
though. 30 will be the number to beat now.
That's what's so awesome about this, Scott. They're not racing each other, so you watch one guy, and then you look over to see the other truck. It's all over the place. It's hard to tell who's fast and who's not, but it's exciting for sure.
And that's 30.904. Really pushing solid from what we've seen so far. But let's see what this next pair can do.
Well, right now, Hook is struggling over on the far side. Some of that could be Eric Swanson getting used to that new truck. It's a different truck than what he's used to. That's always hard to get used to. They're going there. That's a nice little run here.
By the way, we expect Steve and Tim back in the truck when we get to Arlington for the next stop on this tour. Hey, look at this. They're coming across the line together. A little quicker for Darren Goen and War Wizard, but not enough to take the number 1 spot, 32.246. So they're chasing Thunder 4x4 and Jim Benzik, as you see the problems for Hook.
Boy, Hook is struggling. You know, you hate to see that for the Steve Sims team, but, you know, when Steve Sims gets back to that truck, they'll be okay.
Well, that would be officially disqualified because he went nice, according to the court. All right, the final pair. Zombie, Barry Musauer, Stone Crusher, Steve Sims, both have picked up obstacle course points earlier in the season.
Stone Crusher do it again. Stone Crusher getting after right out of the gate. He's got out of the gate the quickest of anybody so far. You see Barry doing a nice job over the tabletop. Where'd Stone Crusher go? There he is.
He was so deep, he left the screen for a moment. And that may cost him going that deep. Because, again, he's not racing Zombie, but he is. He needed to beat him to have the number 1 time. Those are 2 of the top 3 times, and Zombie wins the point.
You might want to check with Steve Sims. He may have some concessions for us, Scott. He was way out there.
30.717. Zombie gets the point for winning the obstacle course. So Barry Musauer keeps chipping away, keeping himself in contention. He's out of the truck, and he's standing by with our colleague Leslie Mears.
You pick up another point on the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series here in the obstacle court. Your second point. How are you making it work for yourself out here on this course?
Well, you know you got to push hard in qualifying. We got a tough line of trucks here. It's nothing but the best for these great fans here in Anaheim, so I was pushing hard. Didn't quite make it in qualifying to the top 8, so we had to make the most of it in the obstacle course. And it's just about pushing towards Vegas, you know. That's the common goal. We want to push towards Vegas. We want to be in that top 4 by the time this whole series is over. So nothing but the best for these fans here in Anaheim. They packed this place out 3 times in a row. Give it up for you guys.
So, Barry Musauer and Zombie. Let's not forget about Zombie. He's up to 3 points now. Just 1 point away from being in that coveted top 4. Wide open.
You can see how tight it is, Scott. That lead pack is really close.
There are 2 points that will go to the winner of the racing bracket. The fastest 8 from qualifying will be in the bracket, but remember, you got to win it. No point for second place.
Oh, Charlie Plunkett has been fast so far. Let's see what he can do here in Anaheim.
He's the top qualifier, and he'll lead the race bracket when we come back. Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series race bracket about to begin in Angel Stadium in Anaheim. The crowd sold out, the place on fire, and the points could not be closer. Lucas Oil Crusader, Monster Energy, Gravedigger, Monster Mutt, they're all in the racing bracket. So this could determine who is going to have our series points lead. It could change depending on what happens in the racing bracket. Brandon Darrow, Bad News Travels Fast, made the bracket, but he'll have to go up against number 1 qualifier, Charlie Plunkett and Gravedigger.
You know, it's good to see Brandon in here in the bracket. You know, he's one of these trucks that needs to get on the board. This is the perfect opportunity for Brandon Darrow to make some noise.
Even off the starting line, tight turn by Digger. Bakken with that great turn opens up big time early.
Right now, Chuck talking to that Gravedigger. Chuck feels comfortable on the Anaheim course. He's been racing out here for years. That Gravedigger team has so much experience. You know, the crew's got a lot of experience on this track, and Charlie's making it look easy right now, to be honest.
Gravedigger will move on to the semifinal round with a victory over Bad News Travels Fast. And again, not as quick as he was in qualifying, but didn't need it there.
You know what? As long as he can do that all night and be consistent, that's all it's going to take, Scott.
Let's go on board with Charlie Plunkett and Gravedigger.
You see that little hump there disturbed him a little bit right off the start. You see he had the start gate was gone, so he had a little bit of advantage there. He's not blinded by that thing when he comes through it, but nice clean jump in that first lap. That's what you have to do. You don't want to overshoot it like you saw some guys do in qualifying. Nice power down the straightaway. Nice clean run. And right now Chuck can see over there. Charlie Plunkett, the Gravedigger, can see he had it well in hand. But just took it nice and easy over that finish down.
Gravedigger gets the first victory of the night in the racing bracket. We'll see him again in the semifinal round. More round 1 action, though. Here's the red-hot Damon Bradshaw, who has moved into second place on this series in recent weeks. Monster Energy will take on the current points leader, Lindsey Wink, and Lucas Oil Crusader. So you know, Monster Energy wants to go get rid of him now. He wants to get the lead out of here.
You know, something we're going to have to keep an eye on. We see there's 1 start gate now. So that could play in there as we go deep in the bracket. You know, what's going to happen?
Slight edge to Monster Energy, but there's plenty of time left.
Oh, you see David Bradshaw, Monster Energy, the power slide around there. It's a tight race here to the final turn, Scott.
Watch the finish line. Here they come. Oh, my. Less than the length of the wheel. The victory goes to Monster Energy. And big problems at the end for Lucas Oil Crusader. Frank, you talk about it every week, how these guys are put into the floorboard. The intensity to win is unbelievable.
Well, both of them going for it right at the end. That last turn, they were so close, separated by a tire. You see Lindsey Wink and Crusader swings around here. Nice power slide. Truck did a little bit of the twist over that finish. You know, that's the dreaded twist that these trucks do sometimes. And up on 2 wheels, and he just basically ran out of room. And you see the foiling bar folded up, and he's in the wall protection. Rough finish for Lindsey Wink and the Crusader.
What it looked like being on board from Lindsey's seat.
Beautiful job of driving, though, but he just ran out of room.
So Lindsey Wink and the Lucas Oil Crusader out of the racing bracket, and depending on who wins this, he could be out of the points lead. Lucas Oil Crusader team, they've got a lot of work to do before freestyle.
Tonight I went for the last hit. I wanted to be big, and Damon, Monster Energy guy, he's tough, so I gave it everything I got. Didn't pull out the win, but we're going to get it ready for freestyle. We got two four-link bars that are buckled up. We think the drive line's okay, so the cage should be okay. So throw two four-link bars in there and check it out, and it should be good to go.
More round 1 action. We're back at the starting line. Chuck Warner and El Toro Loco will square off with the hometown favorite, Donald Ependendio and Titan.
We saw Titan very, very clean in qualifying. He's going to need to be very clean against El Toro Loco. Chuck Warner, one of the smoothest drivers on the tour. There's Donald again with that smooth cornering, but boy, Chuck Warner getting out on him a little bit, Scott.
Light edge to El Toro Loco early on. A little bobble for Titan. Donald's going to have to really power down the straightaway here.
Boy, he's lucky that he's as close as he is. Usually that kind of bobble will lose the race for you. Here they come to the finish, Scott.
Wow, what a finish. A photo finish. Titan pulls it out at the end.
Wow.
The turn is what won it for him.
Well, he had problems. He went deep, and Chuck Warner also struggled, so it was like a 50-50 deal.
But that final turn, we'll see it again. Watch how tight he is coming here.
Yep, like we talked about qualifying, that tight turn is what's going to make Titan his money, and it did here. Chuck Warner powering through. He had a lot of wheel speed, a lot of momentum, but Titan, that tight turn gave him just that little bit of an advantage.
You can't get any closer than that. And if the finish line 10 feet further down, that extra momentum would have given El Toro the win. Nonetheless, Titan advances. Can he get his first 2 points? He'll have to win this whole thing to do it. All right, Dustin Brown in Monster Mud. Desperately wants to hold on to a top 4 spot. But here's the guy with all the momentum of late, Neil Elliott and Max D looking for green.
Even out of the start gate, Scott, it's going to be a tight one. Neil Elliott, well, he's on a roll. He needs these points. Wait, again, you see Neil nice and tight. Nice and clean, powering through that turn. Nice advantage for Max D, actually.
Monster Mutt trying to make up some ground at the end, but he's not going to get there. Neil Elliott and Max D continues his recent roll and will advance into the semifinals. Good number there, 23 and all deuces for Max D and Neil Elliott.
Yeah, Scott, we're seeing the 23. Looks like it's going to be the consistent line through the night here. That seems to be what the fast guys are running. Neil Elliott with a beautiful turn. Swings it nice and tight here. Dustin Brown swinging way wide with Monster Mutt. That's not going to help, you know.
That's the difference. You can see that difference of ground he had to make up. Look at this final 4 for the semi. Gravedigger, Monster Energy in the top of the bracket. Titan and Max D in the bottom. You talk about 4 bad, fast hombres. They are ready. But there's only one championship trophy and the 2 points that go with it. We're going to decide and get a little closer to that moment when we come back. Welcome back to the Rocket. Big A, Angel Stadium, Anaheim, California. Scott Douglas and Fox Sports 1 Cletus driver Frank Dremel as we are into the semifinal round, the final 4. Boy, you talk about Star Wars. Gravedigger versus Monster Energy, Titan versus Max D, and the 2 winners will battle for 2 critical series points.
As we get going through this bracket, Scott, these guys all need the points. There isn't one that needs them less than the other. This is all go time here.
Now, remember, Lucas Oil Crusader is out of the competition. He's the series points leader. So, Gravedigger, Max D, Monster Energy, great chances here. And for Titan, he has to get on the board.
He really needs it. If they, we talked about nobody needing it more than anybody else, but boy, these guys are fighting for it right now. Charlie Pauken doing a great job. David Bradshaw right there with him, carrying that right front tire around the corner. Foot to the floor. Look at these guys go, Scott.
If either one of these trucks wins the whole bracket, and it's going to be Gravedigger winning this race, so if Gravedigger can go on to win the championship, he's going to take the series points lead over.
That 23-363, that 23 number seems to be the magic number here for consistency, Scott.
Gravedigger will have a shot in the championship round. What happened to Bradshaw?
Swung it a little wide. A little bit too much throttle, actually. Charlie Pauken and Gravedigger was doing the nice, easy, tight turn that we talked about. Had a little momentum up. Damon just overshot it.
So the team based in Corona, California, Monster Energy out of racing. They'll have to look for points next time here on Fox Sports when we show you the freestyle competition. All right, Donald Ependendio desperately wants to get a win on this series. He'll have to take out the hottest driver on the circuit right now, Neil Elliott and Max D, to get the job done.
Strong start by both guys. Titan actually gets out to a little bit of a lead.
Winner of this race will meet Gravedigger in the championship round. Max D's out by a length, but Titan is making up the ground.
Titan swung a little wide in that first turn. That gave Neil about that half a truck advantage, and you really don't want to give Max D a half a truck advantage. It's actually turned into a full truck now.
Max D has the edge. Titan with the momentum at the end, but it's not going to get in there quick enough. How about that? Max D and Gravedigger will be in the championship round race. That is the fastest lap of the night, bar none. 22.725.
And we talked about that 23 being fast. Well, he dove right under that 23 line with that 22.
How about Neil Elliott? We talked about his slow start, but remember, He kept making it to championship rounds and losing. Now he started to win them, and that's turned MaxD around.
What we see here is because these turns he's making are great. You couldn't fit a piece of paper between that tire and that crush car, the turn car.
And you know, MaxD and Gravedigger always dial it up even more when they face each other with a trophy on the line. And that's what these fans in Anaheim and everybody at home is about to see. The renewal of the greatest rivalry in motorsports, Team Gravedigger versus Team MaxD. And this is for two critical points. If Gravedigger wins it, Charlie Pauken will take over the series points lead. But if MaxD wins it, he has thrust himself into a tie for second place. And again, 3 weeks ago, he had nothing.
Boy, right now you see these guys have crashed on these trucks to try to get them tight for that final round. It's been a long night so far here in Anaheim, trying to make sure the knuckle caps are good. Everything's good. You see that Gravedigger sign there. Gravedigger fans are in the house for sure.
I think we could drive that one, Frank. We love the signs the fans make. So much ingenuity on these great signs. Well, now those Gravedigger fans and the MaxD fans can show their loyalty, because it is time for the championship round race on the road to Monster Jam World Final 16. Charlie Pauken and Gravedigger will take over the season points lead if he gets the victory here. If MaxD and Neil Elliott wins it, it'll put us in a three-way tie for second. MaxD would join Gravedigger and Monster Energy, only 1 point behind Lucas Oil Crusader.
Boy, the start's going to be key here, Scott. As you see, both guys come up neck and neck. Boy, Neil Elliott worked a little bit of an advantage. That tight turn is getting it for him.
It's all about the turn, isn't it?
It is right now. He's doing it again on that far side. Nice, easy, tight turn. Charlie Pauken going way wide in Gravedigger. Now he's all over the track. Instead of our time slowing it down. This is Neil Elliott's race to win here.
Neil Elliott and MaxD absolutely is rolling on the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series. 2 more points. He scored everything in the last 3 weeks, and all of a sudden, he is just 1 point out of the lead. If he can settle down here, MaxD would take the lead for series.
Well, you see Neil Elliott, this is doing some serious work here. It's a long night of racing here in Anaheim. He's making it look very easy. He's got that left-hand rear steer opposed to the right-hand with a lot of the other truck shoes. Again, nice and easy. You see, he's very calm behind the wheel. And that's what we like to see here. Never panicking. Nice tight turn. Smooth throttle like he's got an egg under it. Nice smooth. Perfect.
What a great shot. I don't know that I've ever seen a Monster Jam driver that smooth on the wheel. Not working it, no wasted motion. I mean, that was really well done. And MaxD, look at that. Again, he wasn't even on the board here 3 weeks ago. He jumps into a tie for second, and for the first time since the series started, Monster Mud is out of the top 4. Let's go down to Ryan Lacoste and Neil Elliott.
2 weeks in a row, you're a Monster Jam Racing champion. How does it feel moving up now in the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series?
Man, you said it right there. This Fox Sports 1 Championship Series is tough. You know, we got the best drivers in the business out here running for a spot in the Monster Jam World Finals in Las Vegas. You know, that puts me up, I think you said, a tie for second place now with 5 points. You know, that's awesome. 2 points dearly needed in the MaxD camp. Thank my crew, you know, guys doing an awesome job. Had to get it back here quick. We're having battery charger problems with the truck, you know, so they can get to work on it. That way we can come out and give you 100% in freestyle tonight.
Well, it doesn't take long to change in this series, does it, Frank? 2 weeks ago, we had an interview with Neil Elliott, and he was just happy to get off the goose egg. Now he's talking about earning himself a spot at Monster Jam World Final 16.
You know, as strong as Lindsey Wink and the Crusader were early in the series, we see that the momentum swinging here. And that first round issue Lindsey Wink had, boy, that's a glaring loss there for Lindsey Wink.
We're coming right back with Monster Jam Freestyle and a special appearance. You can't miss. Rob Deerdick, our new friend, is going to bring Battle Corn out. You're going to see it along with the freestyle competition from Anaheim. For Frank Kreml, I'm Scott Douglas. Freestyle's coming up here on Fox Sports 1.
Last time in Anaheim, Neil Elliott and MaxD took out Gravedigger for the Monster Jam Racing win. Lindsey Wink and the Lucas Oil Crusaders still has the series points lead, but will he make it back for Monster Jam Freestyle after his crash in racing? Can MaxD win Freestyle and double down to take the series points lead? All this, plus a very special guest appearance and non-stop Monster Jam Freestyle action from Anaheim is next. Stadium in Anaheim, California. Part 2, this time, is all about Jam Freestyle. Hello, Monster Jam fans. Ryan Lacoste welcoming you to Anaheim, California, here with Mr. Excitement himself and Monster Jam World Freestyle Champion, Jim Kohler. How excited are you to be here in Anaheim as we get ready to tear this place up?
Oh, I'm stoked. You know, last time we were here was 2011. It's only the second time I've ever been in Anaheim. The place is awesome. The track looks spectacular. It's definitely going to be a wild time.
We know that he's looking forward to showing these Anaheim fans how it's done. He's going to burn it down, and you're going to get the call of all the action with their very own Scott Douglas and driver of the Cletus Monster Jam truck, Frank Kreml. Take it away, boys.
It is going to be an awesome hour of freestyle. We're back here at Angel Stadium. Here's the criteria on our Championship Series freestyle. And Frank, once again, the discipline.
Oh, it's crazy, Scott. You know, this baseball field is a lot bigger, a lot different than what we've seen so far, so it's going to be interesting to see what these guys do.
The field of trucks. And again, the first few pages you're going to see don't have any green numbers until we get to Stone Crusher and Steve Sims. That means he's got a point on the board on the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series. And now we are getting to the high rent district. And the man with all the momentum is wearing that driver's suit that says Max B. Neil Elliott is now just 1 point behind Lindsey Wink and Lucas Oil Crusader for the championship lead. Here are the points. Indeed, there's a three-way tie for second, but the momentum seems to be on Max D's side.
Max D's got it going together right now, Scott. You know, he was unstoppable in racing, and freestyle here is going to be no easy challenge. There's a lot of guys. He's got a target on his back.
Well, he's going to be coming out early, but Medusa's getting it started right now. Now, she had some damage from racing, but looks like they put it back together.
Yeah, the crew worked hard. You know, they didn't have much time to get things going with the obstacle course and all that going on, so it's great that they got Medusa back out of the track.
The only woman to this date who has ever won Monster Jam's World Championship. She had so much fun doing it, she won 2 of them.
You know, this course got the weights laid out. It's going to be, some of these drivers are going to have a hard time finding what to do because there's so much to do out there. And all the ramps have different angles out of it. It's kind of an interesting track.
Conversely, though, if you've got a plan that'll take you from move to move to move, we can see some epic flow out of this floor.
High speed is going to be the ticket. Race to your next obstacle or your next system. That is going to be the key here. And she's doing a nice job. She's been all over the floor so far. The digger disc got top of the backflip ramp.
Again, one of the things that the judges should be looking for on this size track is who can hit the most obstacles. That's part of the game here.
Filling your time and being big is going to be the key here. So far, she's had momentum, but hasn't really given us that wow factor yet, Scott.
Nice little back-to-back combo there as you're on board with the Queen of Carnage.
Well, you have to wonder, too, Scott, how much of this is affecting Medusa, the damage to the truck. You know, they did a lot of work to get the thing back together. She may just be feeling it out for the first part of her run here, but the clock is ticking in the bonus time here. She's going to run out of time. She's going to give us that wow factor. She better hurry up.
Once that clock gets down to zeros, we will head into BKT Tires bonus time for Medusa.
Now's the time you're going to have to start rolling the dice, Scott. This is the house money time of the run. You know, she's made it through that first part, and now bonus time is where you really need to get it rolling here. She's picking speed up a little bit. Let's see what she does.
A Monster Jam official is the bonus judge who can offer up to 5 more points. Regulation is scored by 6 Monster Jam fans, and she didn't do a lot in bonus time.
Uh-oh. She's setting up for the...
I spoke too quickly. Nailed it. Listen to this place.
You know, Scott, it was a perfect back to land. It was like it broke the right rear. You know, that's a tough break, but luckily bonus time was up.
Look at the fans. Now remember, though, from a scoring perspective, Frank, backflip is to be judged just like any other successful move.
Right, you know, and Medusa was all over the track, hit a lot of different things, but we really didn't see the big wow, you know, the big crazy air, but here's the backflip. Boy, that thing took off no problem there.
Perfectly
She knows exactly where she's at, but she had the throttle a little bit when she hit the ground. That's what broke the right rear off, but still an awesome backflip.
Oh, the fans love that as Medusa starts big. Whoa! Not much from the regulation judges, and they're getting booed by Medusa, too.
Boo! Boo those judges! Boo!
Well, second time in about a month we've seen Medusa call the judges out, huh? Steve Kohler and Wrecking Crew comes out nice. Here's another thing. You need to start your run with 16 top contenders. giving the judges something different that they haven't seen. I know we're early, but I like the way Kohler started.
I love what Steve Kohler did right there. Beautiful old-school hit over the Carvan car stack. That's perfect. Perfect execution. And Steve has already made a bunch of hits, and we're just getting started.
Well, the way you look at this thing, if you get the crossbred, you're going to have a bunch of hits in the front of it.
Yeah, actually, crossbred breeds disaster almost because it sets you up for an out-of-control run. Like, right now, though, Steve's making his money on the Carvan car, which there's nothing wrong with that because it's probably the safest hit out there is the Carvan car. There we go. Nice save by Steve.
Hang on, big guy. Nicely done by Team Scream's Wrecking Crew.
Now, Scott, as a driver, that gets you going. When you're in that truck and you pull something like that up and you see the ground that early in your run, you're like, oh, here we go, here we go. That's what Steve's doing here. Nice little bit, firmed it off that corner. Not a big deal. I think he's feeling it a little bit, Scott. I think we're getting ready to see some stuff from Wrecking Crew.
Here we're getting into some of what you were talking about earlier, though. There's a lot of space to just drive around if you're not careful here.
You can get lost out there very easily. You've got to be careful of that. Now, Steve's fallen into a little bit of a lull here. He got going big. Now he's kind of tapered off. And I don't know, maybe he's setting up for something big here towards the end of regulation and into bonus time.
He's got 10 seconds left to impress the fan judges. Didn't get much off that jump. I think he thought he'd get more there.
You can tell Steve is searching. Oh, there we go. A little bit of big air shot there. But
been in the bonus time.
Steve's searching a little bit, but it's very easy to fall into this on this floor with the size of it. But still, nice donut. Haven't seen that yet.
Cyclone! Yeah, you give the fans something they haven't seen yet, and that's impressive.
The donut's the old go-to. You know, you can always get the people on their feet with a donut. If you get that thing spinning around, people love it.
One of the best runs. He struggled on this Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series. Keeping it together, he filled regulation, action-packed bonus time as well for Wrecking Crew.
You know, Scott, if that Wrecking Crew truck could talk, the life that thing has had is the old Avenger truck. But Steve Kohler put it through the paces. Beautiful save. Got the locker front and rear to keep that thing upright. Nice big air shot. Brake check it in midair. Steve Kohler did a pretty good job here. A great cyclone towards the end of his run.
And these cyclones were off the hook. Nice run. What do the judges think? Scores? Not too bad. He'll take the lead as Wrecking Crew gets 2 from a bonus judge to take the total to a 25. He's in the hot seat as the leader. Now here comes his brother, Mr. Excitement, 2-time freestyle champion of the world, Jim Kohler, and in the open with Ryan McCoff. You can tell he is jacked. He has not had a run on this series like he's capable of yet.
And you know what you can see out of Jim in the open there, Scott, the driver of the Avenger? He seems almost eerily calm. Like he knows that something big is ready to come out of Avenger. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to put forward here, Scott.
Now remember, on the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series, the order of freestyle is determined by the reverse of last week's score. So you can tell Jim didn't do well last week. That's why he's early. But you mentioned this, Frank. That could be an advantage for a guy like Jimmy who's not used to seeing a lot of fresh obstacles because he normally goes late in the draw.
And Jim has not wasted any time. So you can tell by the Big A here in Anaheim, the floor is so big, the obstacles are huge. They're almost as tall as the truck.
Remember, these trucks are 10, 11, 12 feet high. The obstacles tower over the trucks themselves.
Boy, Jim is setting the table here. The rest of these guys that run after him are going to have their work cut out because right now Jim's putting together a solid run of the Avenger.
Clearly the best momentum and the best flow we've seen so far. He's going, no wasted time. He hasn't wasted anything.
Jim hasn't driven around anything. He's driven right at all the obstacles, and boy, the Avenger's holding together. That's one thing that's good to see with the Avenger team is that the truck's mechanically holding together so far.
Could Wrecking Crew and whoa, man, look at that!
Uh-oh.
Anything that flies that long on have a flight attendant on it.
That's second level air. That's big time.
How about Jim Kohler? Mr. Excitement, Avenger.
Wow, and the fact this truck is in one piece after that giant leap is amazing.
BKT Tires bonus time. This is going to be the first time on the entire series both Wrecking Crew and Avenger are going to make the time, and they may both drive out of here.
That's a testament to team stream and mechanical knowledge of Jim Kohler, Steve Kohler, that whole group. Unbelievable. I don't know what to say after that big air hit.
And the nice technique there, he did one set of cyclone and then did a drifting donut.
Yeah, and I'm not, Scott, I got to tell you the truth. After that big air, it probably took Jim a few seconds to pull it together after that. But I think Avenger's got a little bit of a problem now, but Jim's still rolling, crowd and love. Look at that. Great for Avenger.
What a run from Jim Kohler and Avenger. If we don't have a new leader, they'll really start booing.
That was amazing, Phil. You said he had all sorts of combinations going, huge air, at least 30 feet in the air, at least.
What a leap. I mean, That's Mental Militia from World Finals air right
the truck
there.
handles it. Jim handles it. It's amazing. Closes off with the Cyclone. Look at the crowd on their feet, Scott. Just great for the Avenger team.
Boy, he needed that. What a performance from Avenger. Maybe he needs to talk to Ryan Lacoste more often. He'll blow into the lead. The score is 31 for Jim Kohler and Avenger. He also got the best bonus total. Keep that in mind because that's the tiebreaker. Inside Monster Jam. This is going to be something we can't wait to see. Dynamic serial entrepreneur and star of MTV's Ridiculousness, and Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory is in the house and ready to thrill the fans.
For the first time on the world stage, the Battle Corn will be smashing and crashing this entire place to the dirt.
Look at that. First time ever. What a sweet ride Battle Corn is.
You know, all of us Monster Jam drivers are big fans of Rob Dyrdek and Fantasy Factory, and it was so great to see him out here in Anaheim.
Now, Mark Cole from the Max D team actually is the designated crew chief for Battle Corn. He's been getting that truck ready for Rob, and Rob is going to pull a stunt off right now.
Oh, here we go, Scott. Here we go. Just awesome. The Battle Corn, what a spectacular truck. And Mark Cole part of it. You know, Dyrdek, he doesn't do anything slack. It's all big time.
It's all big with Rob. Look at this. Hey, he's freestyle like a veteran.
Like a veteran out there. That's great. What an awesome experience for everybody.
Let's look at it again, Frank.
Right into the motorhome. 40-foot leap right into the motorhome. It's not an easy task, and Rob made it look easy.
Gotta have a little pyro to go with it as well. And the fans love it. They love Rob and they love Battle Corn here at Angel Stadium as part of the Monster Jam excitement. And Rob loved it.
I was just so focused on trying to, especially coming back around and going the other way, like, I just knew if I didn't hit the gas, I was going to flop, so, well, thrill of a lifetime. Can't even believe they'd even let me do something like that. That's amazing.
Welcome to the Monster Jam family. What a thrill to have Rob with us. And now we're coming back to action. This guy's got to turn his luck back around. Crusader, Monster Mutt. They need points. They'll go for it next.
Join host Kevin Burkhardt and Rob.
Seen so far has Anaheim's Angel Stadium at a fever pitch, and it's just going to keep going up because there's a whole lot more freestyle to come. Welcome back to the Big A in Southern California. Scott Douglas along with the driver of Fox Sports 1 Cletus. That, of course, Frank Kremlin. Frank, when you think about it, that backflip from Medusa really got him going. But the run from Jim Kohler and Avenger is something we've been waiting really this entire series to see. He delivered it. Mr. Excitement was on his game.
Well, you know, the past world champion Jim Kohler and Avenger, it was a matter of time before we saw this out of Jim. Used the whole floor. This Angel Stadium floor, the baseball stadium, was laid out a little different. Jim used every inch of it and got the biggest share we've seen on the tour so far.
He has got the lead. Jim Kohler in the hot seat. Let's take a look now at some highlights from Brandon Darrow, the youngster in Bad News Travels Fast. Good angling right there as he gets started. And nice sky wheelie from the up-and-comer on the Bad News Travels Fast team, 15 the score. Judges are making you work for it here today.
It's a shame for the Bad News team. A little mechanical problem there.
Here is a guy who needs to get back on track. We're on board with Lindsey Wink, our series points leader in the Lucas Oil Crusader. But that points lead, Frank, is in peril unless he can come up and win and get himself a little cushion here.
And he's got Max E right in his rearview mirror, too, Scott. And this track is going to be no easy task.
Well, there's a three-way tie behind you. There's three guys who can leapfrog him here if they win.
You know, but right now, Lindsey's got to have all that out of his head. He's just got to go out there and do the job that he's here to do, that Crusader. Just get out and do it. Nice job so far with the combination. Jammed up a little bit in the corner there. Had real close to wall protection, but recovered nicely.
You know, it's interesting in talking to these guys, and Lindsey's probably the ringleader of this. The top four get first in the World Finals. Nobody's talking about that. They want to win this series.
They want to be the first guy to win the first ever Monster Jam site point series. It's an amazing deal to be a part of. You know, these guys are all running so hard every week, and like what Lindsey's doing right here, some of these freestyle stuff would win anywhere else.
Good point. And Lindsey Wink right Lucas Oil Crusader needs to fly high and do it often, and he's still got about 25 seconds in regulation.
Truck's working really well, Scott. The suspension's working nice, handling all the stuff Lindsey's throwing at it. You know, it's a testament to the crew. They're really hard-working guys, especially with the issue they had earlier in racing.
Yeah. I mean, they just crashed that bad boy and put it back again.
Can't even tell. Everything's working great. Lindsey's putting good paces here. You see him working the steering wheel. The big Butler seat he's in, keeping him contained. There we go.
There is air from Lindsey Wink. The Lucas Oil Crusader with a nice combination. And that is the last thing the regulation judges will score. Impressive. It's BKT Tire
He worked that side slap. Those side slaps are rough, Scott. He worked that thing right into a nice little combo. There we go. Some big air.
Well, we know where the air is on this track. He and Kohler both found it, but he goes over on his first hit in bonus time. Probably won't be enough just because I don't think the bonus judge can give him more than a point or two.
Those rebounds are tough, Scott. I don't care how big your truck lands. When it drops that high out of the air, sometimes they just rebound right over to the roof, and that's what happened to Lindsey. But right here, we're looking at some of his highlights. Great job out there. Had a really nice run going. Right here, you see it starts to lean a little to the left, and it right there, you know, you use all 30 inches of that travel, and it threw him right over to the roof. Let's ride along.
Look how long he's in the air. Wow.
Yeah, there was nothing he was going to do. As soon as it landed, it rebounded right to the right side. That was it.
Oh, the bonus judge decided to give him a big fat nothing. Lindsey Wink, 20.
After watching Kohler run, I was like, I want to do that too. Big air is fun. These trucks work so good. It won't hurt too bad tonight. Maybe tomorrow will be stingy, but it was a lot of fun. I love that.
And it won't be enough to add any points to his total. Well, here's Monster Mutt. Remember, Dustin Brown started after week 1 as a series points leader. He hasn't scored since. He needs to get back and rolling here. He had the lead, and once he dropped down, he has now fallen out of the top 4 spot.
Yeah, Monster Mutt, he might have a little bit of a problem. Probably lagging a little bit there, but he's all right. He's all right. I thought there might have been some driveline issues, but he's getting going here, Scott. He's got a lot of work ahead of him.
Well, the opportunity's there. I mean, when you look at the point, he's in 5th right now, but if he can win this competition, he'll jump all the way up to the tie for 1st.
He sure will, Scott. That's what he needs. The Monster Mutt team, they've had their ups and downs. He's probably been on his roof more than he's been on his wheels here lately, but let's hope for the Monster Mutt, for all the Monster Mutt fans, he can put together a full run here.
Score to beat is a 31. Avenger is the leader. And the scores are relative. The judges so far, whether you agree with the numbers or not, the rankings look right to me.
Well,
and that's all you care about is they get the right win.
And if you're Dustin Brown right now in that Monster Mutt truck, you can't even worry about that. You just got to go out there and try to do what you can do, and whatever number they give you at the end, they give you. I mean, he's got to just try to outdo what's been done before him. There's been a lot of good done before him, Scott.
We have seen some outstanding runs back to back to back.
And you know what's making it a little more difficult here for Dustin Brown? I don't know if you've noticed it, Scott, but there we go.
Look at this. Whoop. We'll come back. Oh, Willie. Oh, my. Are you kidding me?
I was just getting ready to say, Scott, as the further we get in freestyle, the paint's starting to get wore off some of these obstacles, so it's kind of hard to see the angles and the transitions, but Dustin Brown and Monster, they don't care.
Look out, Jim Kohler. Dustin Brown's coming after you. Monster Mutt has got the rockin' momentum happening now. But I think the truck's done, and I don't know if they'll get anything out of bonus. Well, you got to have a couple of highlights here, Frank.
Yeah, boy, nice work here by Dustin Brown, finding everything on the floor to hit. I mean, he was all over the place. Nice big air, nice transitions, cross threads. That kind of stopped him there a little bit, but no worse for wear.
Look at that.
I don't know why. It was a sky wheelie combination, backflip, rollover, back on your wheels, keep going kind of thing.
Can you put all that in one sentence?
No, but look at that. That's
he
crazy.
did the perfect spot because the way that the obstacle lays out, it laid him right back over.
I think that ramp got him by surprise. I don't think he expected it to throw like that. It's had a weird transition on it, but wow, great work on board there with Dustin Brown.
Well, we loved it. The judges may not have loved it as much as we did. He'll go into 2nd place with a total of 28 for Dustin Brown and Monster Mutt. There's a whole lot more high-flying freestyle we're still going to get to in this hour on Fox Sports 1. Don't go away. We're coming right back to the Big A. 3. It continues. Angel Stadium in Anaheim, a capacity crowd rocking. Frank Grimmel, driver of Fox Sports 1 Cletus. Yours truly, Scott Douglas. Man, we've seen some great runs, and boy, Justin Brown has him still buzzing after that incredible rollover, if you will, or back endo. I don't know what you call the thing. You got a good name for it, but it's a long thing. Zombie. Let's look at some highlights from Barry Musauer.
Here's a guy who's got some points here and there as we've moved along the 2 here. He's got a lot of obstacle course success. You know, right there, though, the back foot success.
Yeah, I kind of planted that bad boy. Didn't get enough elevation on the front end. Jim Benzick, Thunder 4x4, comes out for freestyle. Look at the highlights. Watch him go right. He starts the donut. He's in the spin cycle immediately.
We have seen some flashes of greatness out of Thunder 4x4. It's been great to see Jim on this tour. Right now, look at that donut. Goes into another level.
Making me dizzy watching.
I think he's smoking tires on the dirt.
17 the score for Thunder 4x4. I'm surprised he's not stumbling off the truck.
Great guy.
He is a great guy, but Avengers still got the lead. Darren Going coming out in War Wizard. Let's meet the young driver of the team out of Bristol, Tennessee.
I'm Darren Going, driver of the War Wizard. Starting out, I was a generation racer. My grandfather and all my uncles been in circle track and drag racing. So I grew up in the shop, tinkering around. When I went to college, I wanted to focus on motorsports. So I focused on an engineering degree that had a motorsports emphasis to learn how to do chassis fabrication, welding, learn how to use all the telemetry equipment that you see in modern day NASCAR. Then once I got out of college, I was offered a job with Bobby Hamilton Racing, being a pit crew member and a front suspension specialist for Stacy Compton. I had a chance meeting with Randy. He wanted to put me in the seat and teach me the role of how to drive, how to take the War Wizard up to that next level. With Monster Jam and with our trucks, we are hands-on in every aspect of it. It's not just driving it while it's here. It's building it, prepping it, racing it, fixing it, and then taking it home and doing it all over again the next week.
Well-spoken young man, got a bright future, and the War Wizard equipment always looks immaculate, and they build horsepower there.
They sure do. Randy Moore is known for it. This War Wizard truck, always one of the hardest runners everywhere we go with Monster Jam.
So Darren Going on the track in War Wizard. 31 is the score to beat from Avenger. Could this be Jim Coler's breakthrough? He's still sitting in the hot seat. Been there a long time.
There's a lot of guys, Scott, a lot of drivers on this tour that are on the verge. You know, Jim Coler, obviously one of them. Darren, also one of them here in War Wizard. It's a great truck. Just a matter of putting it all together for one run, which sounds easy when you say it, but it's really hard to do.
War Wizard Darren Going on the track and on the clock.
He's not wasting any time kind of getting around the floor. He's finding all these different angles to hit things. A little bit of a save there. You can see that's you know, one of the positives of this track is that the angles are all over the place. And you leave something straight and usually land crooked. Like he did right there.
Very impressive for a relative youngster in the game. A track with this much, as you called it earlier, places to get lost, and he hasn't gotten lost. He's been going from move to move.
And you can see he's searching for somewhere to go right there. She pulls into a donut, which is a good idea. And, you know, the clock's ticking down to bonus time, and I think he's searching now, Scott, just a little bit.
Either that or he's busy.
There may be a problem with War Wizard here.
Yeah, something doesn't seem quite right, especially the way he was flowing earlier. Well, he's going right back after it. He's in the BKT tire bonus time.
Yeah, there's something. We've got an issue. I think there's a broken sway bar in the front of that thing. Yep, sure is. It actually looks like it clocked over, so that'll affect the suspension there in the left front corner.
Just trying to fill the clock now, War Wizard. Going, not wanting to let a broke truck stop him, and he's continuing on.
And the problem is that, Scott, when you get a sway bar that's clocked over like that, that means the limit strap's stretched, so you might have a suspension problem, shock issue, and wow, he's nice work there by Darren.
That's how you finish.
There you go. There you go.
How about that? Way to go, Darren.
Now he's done. Boy, what a way to end it.
Watch it again. Some good highlights from him early, but he ended on a true high.
He did. Well, he had a lot of off-kilter landings, and I think that was part of the issue with the front sway bar there. Look at his brake checking in the air. Nice, beautiful work, actually. Like he knew where he was right on the floor. It's perfect. Turned all the way around. What a move. I don't even know what you call that, Scott. A corkscrew step-up thing? What do you call that?
I don't know, but you're making up a lot of names today. Wow, the scores. I thought he got a little more. Only a 21. Got 3 from the bonus judge. So that's whatever you just called it. There's the point. All right, here comes Steve Simpson. Stone Crusher out big.
Boy, big air right out of the gate. That's what he needs to do. Can you imagine sitting in the pit area and watching all these guys do what they've done so far and then have to say, what do I have to do?
World Finals veteran hopes he gets another invitation. By the way, Monster Jam fans, we're not that far away from the biggest event in Monster Jam, the ultimate family spring vacation. This guy hopes to be there. You should be too. Go to monsterjam.com to get tickets. There's still some available. They're selling fast for Monster Jam World Final 16. But watch Monster Jam social media, our pages on Facebook and on Twitter, and of course monsterjam.com. They're going to start releasing the names of who's being invited very soon.
You know, as you watch the Stone Crusher here do a very nice job. He got into the wall protection a little bit there, but it didn't faze him. I don't know if Stone Crusher's ever been this far west. Those guys are from Virginia. That is a long haul from Virginia Beach to Anaheim, California.
Well, that's the thing about the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series. Those who committed to run this series committed to go coast to coast and border to border. Still got stops coming up in Arlington, in Detroit, and then closing it out in Syracuse.
What's awesome, you know, from 10 years of Stone Crusher. It's hard to believe Steve Simpson's already been in Monster Jam for 10 years. There's so much history for Stone Crusher team. There's Christie, Tommy Powers, this was Dennis Anderson, all the way back to Gravedigger team back in the day, and Gary Wiggins, an old master, an old legend, part of the crew here from Stone Crusher. So every time the Stone Crusher runs, you know you're going to get a good show. There we go.
Nicely done.
Nice guy.
Tires bonus time.
That obstacle there, Scott, is giving guys a lot of pop. Everybody who's gotten that area of the track has got the same result.
Steve Sims, owner, operator, driver of the Stone Crusher, and of course the Hook truck that his son drives on this series.
You know what I like what Steve did right there in the Stone Crusher? He hit the same obstacle twice, but he did it different ways. I mean, you can do that back to back, but it's got to be different.
Everybody's looking for unique signature moves, and here's some big air to start.
That's a perfect first tip, Scott, for the Stone Crusher. Freckles think it's landing well. A lot of nice maneuvers here. Kind of hiked up on him a little bit. Steve pulls out of it, the old veteran. They're nice sky wheelie, brake check in midair. Just a good solid run for Stone
A lot of
Crusher.
good stuff in this run. The scores have not been huge. These scores are decent. It's at 22, but again, scores being relative. The judges aren't giving anybody big numbers, so all that matters is who gets the win. And right now, Chip Kohler and Avenger has the lead, but we got some high-flying superstars still to take a run at it. You do not want to go away. Back at Angel Stadium, Anaheim, California for the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series. Some big moves right there from War Wizard. He's in the top 5, but they're all chasing former two-time world champion Jim Kohler and Avenger. Let's look at some highlights from Eric Swanson filling in for Steven Simpson Hook. Now, Eric knows this stadium. He's run here before.
Yes, Eric's been around Monster Jam since he was a little boy. His dad, you know, Rick Swanson ran up this for years. Great work by Hook.
Donald Eppendendio from down the road in Lower Lake, California, has won this event before in past years. Not to be this time, though.
And the old school tight have a little bit of problem there.
Over way too early, tried to pull her out of there, but couldn't quite get it back over. Obviously, the scores reflect that. If you don't fill the clock, you do not get the scores from the judges. Medusa, Sorry Moose Bauer of Zombie, taking a look. Now, their fans, their runs are already on the board. Can Avenger finally get his first point on this series? Not if Neil Elliott has anything to say about it. Here comes the hottest driver on the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series. He's got the momentum. He won racing. You saw it earlier. Now, can he double down? If he does, he gets the series points lead.
What a task ahead for Neil Elliott, Maxine. Look at this, those guys. He's getting off to a great start. That thing, every time it lands, the sound Maxine makes when it lands are incredible.
Well, you can just feel the confidence building. That's the deal after Langdon. But he kind of started this series feeling his way around, and okay, all of a sudden, I mean, he's just walking in, chest puffed out, getting my steering wheel, I'm ready to go.
Well, you know, Scott, that's what makes Neil Elliott such the mold of a champion is Neil Elliott. I mean, he's always, no matter what, the same demeanor all the time. We saw a couple weeks ago when he was sick, got that thing and drove the daylights out of it. Look at here. Ice in that guy's veins, Scott. There's ice water in his veins.
The momentum, he is staying in the throttle. I mean, he is flat belt in that gas pedal.
It's almost funny watching Neil Elliott drive from all there you go. From the onboard, just barely working that steering wheel, just like he's driving down the road to pick up some groceries. But you can actually see 25 seconds ago here, Scott, he's building up to some craziness here.
Oh, I love the angle there. See, that's a different angle. Again, the technical expertise of Neil Elliott. We talked about it. Even when the judge doesn't give him the scores, unless something's broke, he shows you things nobody else shows you.
He does. He's lazy on the rear steer. When I say lazy, that's a good thing. He'll stay in it the rear steer a little longer and put that truck in a different angle than everybody's been in.
Wow, that was 90 seconds of non-stop action, and now he's in the BKT Tires bonus time. And I think Chip Cohen's starting to sweat in the hot seat.
Everything Neil Elliott is throwing in his next truck is handling. It's just, the truck is put together so well. It handles the big air and all the jumps and all the angles so good. There we go. There we go. I can't even help it. This guy, you gotta laugh. That's just amazing. Look at this.
Wait a minute. I got nothing. I don't know what to say after that.
That's insane.
That's insane. Neil Elliott has, what is it, 55, 60,000. They're all standing on their feet. He's not done it. He's done it again.
Yeah, we'll just do it again. Why not? There we go.
Listen to this place.
Unbelievable, Scott. I don't even know what to call that. Is that a save? Is it a crash? I don't know. But like you see here, big air.
It looked intentional, but look like, let's get the other highlights first.
Big air from Max D. Wow. So the stuff he's throwing to the truck is just handling it. And it's so great to see this Max D team. The head of steam has been coming here, Scott. It's like a runaway train for the last couple weeks here with Max D and Neil Elliott.
How to get that corkscrew action that starts it. Watch this save.
The greatest part about this, he's on the brake just like he knows exactly where he's at during every part of this. That's what the most amazing part is, Scott.
You know, the thing was, he didn't get right in the throttle all that quick, and I think that helped him from not to overcompensate it, and then he was able to gyro it back up. This is amazing. Yeah, there's some luck in this stuff. That's a lot of skill in what he can do.
He knows where he's at, Scott. You can't teach that. It's amazing.
We got a new leader. Neil Elliott, 37, blows him out of the water. Look at frankly, one judge gave him a 7. I don't know what they're watching, but look at the bonus judge getting in there, too.
You got to love Neil just come that way. He's like, oh, thanks for coming. Hope you guys like that.
Well, we've got more great action ahead. That's right. A couple of black and green machines want to pick up the apple cart. Went crazy in Anaheim, Angel Stadium. Neil Elliott has flown into the lead. What a freestyle from Max D.
I've been looking for that one for the last 6 weeks. That's all I got to say. The monkeys hold the back, the truck's staying together. I still don't think it's broke. I got more left if they let me go again.
This is the 6th week of the Fox Sports 1 series. Guess what? Double check. The fact we get the first 5 the bonuses is ever given. And Neil earns every one. You know, that on 10.
I like how he wants to go again. He wants to go again after all that, unfazed by defying gravity for 2.5 minutes.
37 is the score to beat. Here's Charlie Pocket and Gravedigger.
Big trouble there for Gravedigger. Drive-by issue 4 on bar.
Goodness, that's
wow.
That's it. Couldn't handle the lead. What a disappointment. Again, Pocket, like Neil Elliott and Max D, and like Dana Bradshaw, Monster Energy, they're going for the series lead if they can win it. Pocket won't get it tonight, Gravedigger.
Charlie Pocket had no choice but to try something like that. It was going to either work or not. You know, he's jumped that kind of hill, that obstacle 100 times, and probably 90 times it's going to land it, but that time just got a little twist at the end, side flap, nothing you can do.
Not much the judges can do here, and again, we'll drop one of the 1s and the 4. Pocket's got to be disappointed. Let's go down to him.
You throw it out there, you know, you're trying your best. You never know what's going to happen. That's the whole thing about Monster Jam. It's basically, you know, rolling the dice, throwing it up in the air. Like I said, Neil pulled off a great run, you know, great action. I hope Damon can do more, you know.
Damon would be Mr. Bradshaw behind the wheel of Monster Energy. Again, if he can find a way to outdo Max D, it'll be Monster Energy who takes the series points. This thing is so competitive so we get on the lead.
So much pressure here on David Bradshaw and Monster Energy stuff. You know, that's what we've just seen. What are you doing, right? The Neil Elliott, Max D, save, crash. Oh, that's just jump over. I was going to jump over Gravedigger there, Scott.
Gotta try something. Because Neil Elliott absolutely absolutely has given us, there's no doubt, that's the nominee for Freestyle of the Year.
You know what the next? Oh, for sure. Right there with Damon Gibbs on the Monster. He did a great job with that car being trying the biggest year anybody's got off so far. But you see now, Gravedigger's still out there, so he technically becomes part of the track, I would think.
Yeah, that could be a hindrance unless you can find something to do with it. Sometimes that happens if they take an obstacle away from it.
The safest thing to do is just jump over the track. That's it. You don't want to get near that thing too close. Then you have the whole crew of Gravedigger mechanic hating you.
There you go, might as well go after it. He's out there. It's fair game, right?
Yep. As far as that Gravedigger crew probably consider like, okay, you had your one chance, so stay away from it.
What a motorsports career this guy's had. He's still a relatively young man. He's got a lot of years left. When you consider his great career in Supercross and motocross. Now he's a veteran in Monster Jam, the 2009 World Freestyle Champ.
One thing he doesn't have a lot left of, guy, is time. He's kicking here, and so far I don't see, I mean, it's been a great run, don't get me wrong.
It's been really good.
We're going to need that one thing that's going to set him apart.
Here's the problem. Now he goes to DKT Tires bonus time. Neil got a 5.
What do you do?
He didn't get any more than that. He could just ride match it and hope he got more from regulation.
There we go.
Oh, well, that's how you try and get yourself a 5.
Rough dice up there, rough.
These fans in Anaheim are the winner, man. They're on this beat. Performance after performance, Frank. They're off the chart.
These guys have nothing to lose now. They have to take these chances because Neil Elliott won the lottery 3 times in his run. That was amazing. But Damon has to do the same thing. You have to try because if you don't try these crazy hits, you're not going to get the score. That was amazing. They're long range side slap. Those are rough, Scott. I don't care how good your truck is. Those are rough.
It's not going to be enough to beat Max B, but it's going to be near the top. Yeah, scores are pretty solid. Again, remember, the judges have never been given a lot of generous numbers, so they've been pretty consistent at 27. That'll put him near the top. But 37 is the number to beat. Last time in Freestyle, El Toro won it. Can he get 2 in a row? We're about to find out. It is on the line. Chuck Warner and El Toro Loco trying to win his second consecutive Freestyle on the Monster Jam Fox Sports 1 Championship Series. He's going to have to come up with a big number to beat Max B. But before he runs, let's meet Chuck Warner.
Chuck Warner, El Toro Loco. Well, you know, I just had a fascination whenever I was younger of how things work. Basically, been a gearhead all my life. Whenever I was younger, none of my toys stayed together in one piece. I was always taking them apart. I ended up joining the military and was a 63 Tango, which is a Bradley Fighting Vehicle Systems mechanic. My teammate, Neil Elliott, you know, I've been friends with him since like junior high, which is how I ended up meeting Tom. Once Tom saw, you know, what I could do and how much I knew, you know, he ended up hiring me and put me in a truck. And after that, I like the adrenaline rush of whenever the trucks break, you know, I'll jump out and help the guys fix it, you know, because that's how I started out doing it. I know practically everything about the truck like the back of my hand. Really, I don't try to get myself pumped up. I try to more or less calm myself down. I just get in the truck early, try to get focused. You can feel your heart pounding in your chest, you know, waiting. But as soon as you poke that button and that motor fires up, everything calms down and you just hit the loud pedal. It'd need a whole lot for me to make it to the World Finals. The very first World Finals I went to was World Finals 3, and I've been to every single one since then, but I've always been working on a truck. And I would just love to be able to drive in the World Finals.
He is certainly in contention. Remember, the top 4 finishers on this series will get a berth. He is just outside the top 4. But check out the implications, Frank, as El Toro hits the track. Here's the race. Chuck Warner, El Toro, final Freestyle. If you capture the magic from St. Louis and win here, we will have a 4-way tie for second, and Lindsey Wink and Lucas Oil Crusader will still be the leader. But if El Toro does not win, out of nowhere, that team is going to take the points lead. This is incredible. The stories are incredible.
That's one of the situations to take care of itself. You know, Chuck Warner out here cruising, working El Toro Loco. And then, you know, then you say Montana is Chuck. Great, you know, Chuck, all the Montana members know him as being one of the nice guys. Chuck will help anybody, anytime, with anything on their truck. It's great to see them so much success. You know, Chuck works good at the testament to how much work they put in at El Toro Loco shop. And, you know, off the track, Chuck is
anybody's luck. I've never heard him say a bad word about Chuck Warner. And he's a heck of a driver. I've never seen Chuck mad, Scott. Never seen him mad. The guy's always smiling. Here we go. He's got to go flying if he's going to get Neil Elliott's match. Well, I'm thinking here in the big bull, Scott, he's going to have to put it together here. To start holding together. Start to pick it up here in spot 6, which is good. Got a little hung up there. Here's rubbing on the horn. See, got a little hung up on that. There we go. Nicely done. Big air from El Toro Loco. And that should be just, he's got time for one more hit with the fans judges we're looking at. When in doubt, guys, just aim towards the jumping floor. That's the old Texas way. He's higher bonus time now for Chuck Warner and El Toro Loco. He's finished with the swing here, Scott. Nice work towards the end. To top what Max D has done tonight. It's just got to be magical. It's got to be one of those incredible nights. Chuck's going to have a good finish here, but I'll be stunned if he gets up anywhere close to the score. Let's watch it again. That's a good highlight. Boy, Chuck took some chances there early. Side sled right into the side of the face that jump there. What a rough landing, but he kept going. You know, see the hood blowing out. I think it's still blowing smoke. Chuck wanted to try to do all he can, but it just wasn't meant to be, you know. But he had a great run and actually good momentum for next week, though. Chuck's in a good place. He really is. And again, remember, we're talking about the game here. The top four get first. We're not in the World Finals. He was just out confident. Not key to this score. And then the judges were tough on everybody. And we'll say they were fair. And there is your winner with one of the great runs of 2015. Neil Elliott and Max D. He did it all and then some. Just unbelievable stuff. So much craziness. Gravity left and right. Didn't hear anything. Max D. 6 points in freestyle score. That's a blowout. And he deserved, obviously, to walk away with that trophy. Jim Kohler, though, emerges in the benches. Nonetheless, Max D is now the series points leader.
Love these Monster Jam fans out here in Anaheim. I think it's been like 2013 since I was out here the last time, and I believe the last time I was out here, I doubled down then too, you know. So it's awesome to come back out here 2 years later and do the same thing. You know, a lot of tough breaks out there in some of the late running trucks. You know, I come out with a win, extra 2 points, jumped in the lead by 1 this week. It's going to change next week, I guarantee you. These guys are tough and they fight back, so it's going to be a hard road from here on out to stay in the top 4 to get the Monster Jam World Final.
Yeah, but that big bullseye now is on the back of Neil Elliott. What about Max D? I can't say enough about his momentum. He had a 0, 4 weeks ago?
One thing you do not want to do is have the task of trying to chase Neil Elliott. It's going to be an all-uphill battle for everybody else. You know, Neil thinks he's got the pressure on him. The pressure is on 15 other trucks.
Absolutely, and they're all trying to earn a berth at Monster Jam World Final 16, where you need to be. Go online, get your set. Frank already got your tickets. You're hoping for an invitation, too. It's coming up, and again, you'll follow all the action every Sunday on the road to Monster Jam World Final 16 right here on Fox Sports 1. For Frank Kreml, I'm Scott Douglas. Next